Do you have a character or weapon in the game that you really want but you don't have enough stellar jades? Here is a smarter way to recharge your favorite games like Genshin Impact and Honkai Star Rail. Look no further than Loot Bar. Loot Bar is the most reliable top-up platform, saving 20% for all orders compared with the official channel, and an extra 5% off for your first purchase. It's 100% safe as you will only be using your UID. We will buy a pack for 3000 stellar jades for $42, which otherwise would have cost $50. Totally saving $7.5. We received the crystals we purchased in less than 3 minutes. All recharge will be done through the official channel with miHoYo, which allows you to enjoy all top-up offers. Ready to level up your gaming experience? Check the link in the description to get the amazing discount.
Hello everyone, welcome back to my channel. General Feixiao's kit is getting another change. We had talked about the third version of Feixiao's kit update before. In fact, a fourth version of her kit also came up on Reddit a while ago. In the fourth version of her kit update, Feixiao only had minor changes in her technique and her first ascension trace. So I didn't make a video to discuss the two changes in the fourth version because in my opinion they are not very significant. But this time, Feixiao has undergone the fifth change in her kit. And I thought I'd explain about this because she got a new buffs that I need to explain. So, what are the changes that Feixiao undergoes in this 5th version update? Well, without further ado, let's get into it. In the third version of Feixiao's, she experienced base stat changes that were enough to disappoint fans. For instance, the base stat of her speed went from 125 to 112, and the minor traces were changed to 12.5% defense. Unfortunately, it seems we will have to be satisfied with this base stat, as it remains unchanged in the 5th version of the update kit. Feixiao's main abilities didn't change much either, they just got a few changes in the description, like in Feixiao's skill War Axe. With this skill, Feixiao can cause wind damage equal to 200% of her attack to one target enemy. She will then launch her follow-up attack after she performs the skill. The description of this skill has been changed a bit, but it basically means the same thing. As for Feixiao's ultimate Terra Split, Relax. This ultimate has not undergone any drastic changes. There is a slight adjustment to the description though, which may lead to have a slightly different meaning from the description in version 3. In version 3, it says that this ultimate deals wind damage equal to 700% of Feixiao's attack, which means that the wind damage it deals is equal to 700% of Feixiao's attack. But this description has been changed to deals wind damage up to 700% of Feixiao's attack, which it means that wind damage Feixiao's cause possibly can reach up to 700% of her total attack. This means that there's a possibility that the amount of damage from this ultimate may not always produce consistent numbers. Despite a slight adjustment in the description, the mechanic of the Terra Split ultimate is still the same. Feixiao can activate her ultimate when flying areas reaches 6 points and can stay up to 12 points. At the same time of ultimate activation, Feixiao will consume 6 points of flying area stacks to unleash a Bolt Thunder Blitz or War Axe Skyward attack that has a toughness reduction effect before unleashing a final strike worth 160% of her total attack. For Feixiao's Thunder Hunt talent, there is no change in mechanics or damage percentage, just a slight grammatical adjustment in the description, which, if we try to interpret it, it actually has the same meaning as the previous version. In the previous version, Feixiao could get 1 flying areas for every 2 attacks from the ally. And after the ally attacks on an enemy, Feixiao launches a follow-up attack that causes wind damage equal to 110% of Feixiao's total attack to the enemy, and this follow-up attack also gets an additional 60% boost for 2 turns. Feixiao's Stormburn technique also only received minor changes in the description, so don't worry, you will still be able to see the enemy get sucked by the hurricane vortex Feixiao creates during exploration later on. The effect of this technique is still the same. When it's active, Feixiao will be in the onrush state for 20 seconds. While in this state, Feixiao's speed will increase by 50% while she is in the whirlwinds she creates to pull in enemies around her. When we attack these enemies, we will immediately start a battle with all enemies. When the battle starts, Feixiao gets 1 flying area stack point, and all enemies take a critical hit that does 200% of Feixiao's attack damage. This can go up to 1 1000% if more enemies are sucked into the tornado. Meanwhile, Heaven Path, Feixiao's first ascension trace, is still the same, so we will still get 3 stacks of flying areas at the start of each battle. However, we can still get 1 extra flying area stack if at the beginning of the turn. There's no follow-up attack launched through Feixiao's talent on the previous turn. Feixiao's second and third ascension traces, Form Shift and Bolt Catch, are still the same. Each of these traces still has the same effect as the previous version. Form Shift will consider Feixiao's ultimate as a follow-up attack and increase the critical damage of this follow-up attack by 36%. Bolt Catch will provide a 48% increase in attack when using skills, and this effect will last for 3 turns. Next, we will talk about the changes in Feixiao's Eidolon. There are some big changes in Feixiao's second Eidolon and Feixiao's fourth Eidolon. In Feixiao's second Eidolon, Moonward I Wish, in the previous version, Feixiao could get an additional 1 stack of flying areas every time Feixiao launched a follow-up attack. This follow-up attack could be triggered every time Feixiao performed a skill or every single time an ally attacked an enemy. In the latest version, this Eidolon was given a boost. Now, for every 1 follow-up attack launched by an ally, Feixiao gains 1 point of flying areas. The simplest explanation is that if you use a follow-up attack team, Feixiao's flying areas will fill up quickly because of basic attacks and follow-up attacks from allies. For example, the premium follow-up attack team consisting of Topaz, Aventurine, Feixiao, and Robin can gain 2 stack points from Topaz's normal and follow-up attacks. Aventurine and Robin can each gain 0.5 stacks point from their normal attack, and Feixiao can gain 2.5 stack points from her attack and follow-up attacks. This means this second Eidolon, it will be easier for Feixiao to collect flying areas for filling her ultimate faster. Feixiao's fourth Eidolon, Stormward I Hear, used to boost follow-up attack damage taken by enemies for 10% as long as Feixiao's is active in battle. The fourth Eidolon's buff has been changed a bit. It now increases Feixiao's toughness reduction by 100% for her follow-up attack and gives her an extra 8% speed for 2 turns. This makes Feixiao can do more toughness reduction on the enemies. Meanwhile, Feixiao's first and sixth Eidolons, Skyward I Quell and Homeward I Near, only had a few small changes to their description. The buff from each of these Eidolons are still the same as in the previous version. The first Eidolon still gives Feixiao's an extra 10% damage to her ultimate attack, and you can stack this up to 5 times. Feixiao's sixth Eidolon could increase the all-type resistant penetration for Feixiao's ultimate by 20% and increase the damage multiplier of the follow-up attack talent, which is considered as ultimate, by 140%. Meanwhile, Feixiao's Lightcon, I Venture Forth to Hunt, still offers the same passive abilities as the previous version, which is to boost the wearer's critical rate by 15%. However, there have been a few changes in how Luminflux stacks are granted and in the percentage of the ignore defense. In the first version, we could gain 1 stack of Luminflux when an ally attacked an enemy. These stacks could be stacked up to 6 stacks, and they could ignore 9% of the defense of a single target enemy. In the latest version, now the Lightcon user can gain 1 stack of Luminflux when they launch a follow-up attack. However, these stacks can only be stacked to a maximum of 2. Even though the maximum stack point has decreased, the ignore defense effect given by Luminflux stacks to the user's ultimate has increased to 27% or 39% in the Superimposed 5. I'd like to say that Feixiao's 5th change is mostly just a minor change to the description of her kit. There are no other significant changes in her damage which make most of the fans relieved of the news that Feixiao will not weaken anymore. However, I was actually hoping for a change in her minor traces so that we don't get a 12.5% defense increase but instead something more useful like speed or even critical rate. In my opinion, the best change in her signature Lightcon, which now has a much higher ignore defense percentage, from 9% to 27%. Frankly speaking, the ignore defense boost makes me want to take her Lightcons more. Plus, it will be easy for Feixiao to collect the Luminflux stacks since her follow-up attack is very easy to trigger. Alright, that's all for now everyone. Please feel free to leave any comments you may have, and don't forget to check out my other videos. Thanks for watching, stay safe, stay healthy, and see you in the next video.